The Weedsman Podcast.
ChristopherMedia.net.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Thinking about gas mileage. An oil change with quality oil like Castrol Edge Full Synthetic can help your engine get more out of every tank. Right now, you can get 5 quarts with an STP Extended Life oil filter for only $37.99. Get what you need for better fuel efficiency at any of our 6,200 stores or on AutoZone.com.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Welcome to America, the land of junk sleep, where it's bedtime, but you're double booked. Here, there's always one more deadline to meet, episode to watch, or meme to share. The world may not want you to sleep, but we do. Only the sleep experts at Mattress Firm can help you find the right bed at the right price. Unjunk your sleep. In-store or online at mattressfirm.com today.
Christopher Media. Let's make some noise. From Asthmacore Studios near Detroit, Michigan.
Oh, man.
It's the Weedsman Podcast.
I have no idea what's going on.
And now,
You have smoked yourself retarded.
here are the Weedsmen.
You want to get high?
We've returned
Hello again.
in a puff of
us.
vape. Is that what you say nowadays?
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of smoke going around these days
Right.
anymore. We used to fill this studio with big clouds, and
Right. Well, we do now, just different
so much.
clouds.
Yeah, well, the vape dissipates.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we got some new vapage going on here. This shit is going big business, huh?
Yeah.
Like,
I got a Breeze Chill.
I was kind of surprised to see the Breeze stuff start to pop up in the vape, but in the dispensaries. But then I was like, well, why not? I'm surprised now
Right.
it hadn't happened sooner.
So who's in
And-
it? Like, do we want to guess before I look it up? R.J. Reynolds or Philip Morris? Who does
who-
Breeze?
Well, that's a good question. Yeah, somebody. I think they didn't start off as a tobacco-backed company, but I believe if memory serves me correctly, one of the big ones has like a 20% cut of that company now. Like they bought into it. So I'm gonna.
Chris Brown. It's a common name. I'm guessing that I'm gonna slap you, Chris Brown.
Would you look up who owns Breeze?
Who owns Breeze
I got
Vape?
David Neeleman, Breeze Airways.
Oh, cool.
that's
Vapor.
Vape.
Okay, who owns Breeze Vape?
Cool. What's Cool Breeze Vapor?
Some dude's store.
yeah.
Oh, vape and pot companies settle trademark fight over Breeze mark. So maybe neither. The company is called Breeze Smoke.
Yeah, they had a Supreme Court case recently, and I'm hoping that'll say who the owners are. But I don't see anything on here.
Scott Haddad.
I think he comes up as a vice president. Yeah, Vice President Breeze Smoke.
We are in the reads right away, everybody.
I know. Well, I don't know.
What we're reading is no big tobacco company owns, and apparently it's two different companies, but their vapes both look the same. So maybe they're now like working together.
I don't know if that's the case. I think that was just a different company that you were looking at. Cool Breeze Vapors, Chris Brown guy.
But anyway,
so yeah,
they look the same. They got a tobacco version. Now they got a weed version that I've taken a fancy. I've spent years mocking. I've said on here, give me a weed flavor vape. I got another. I probably said it a couple weeks ago. I got a flavored vape. That's another vape. And for shits and giggles, I tried one of these just because now it seems like this is the new hot shit. I'm apparently following the weed trend of like, I don't want to haul around a battery. Like, just let me buy something.
Yeah, so that's completely disposable, right? There's no putting another pod or anything in that thing?
No, there is a micro USB at the bottom.
Yeah, so you can recharge it, but once the juice is done, it's done.
I mean, for me, I roll through these things in 4 or 5 days. And what I generally do is the first day, I'll just plug this in until it stops charge. I mean, it doesn't work.
Top it off
until it stops charging, and then that's it.
Yeah.
I don't even need to fuck with it. until it's empty, and then I throw it away.
Yeah, see, when I got a Breeze disposable and just a regular nicotine one, and it wasn't rechargeable at all, and it just stopped working one day, and I was like, that seemed like short, you know? Like, I wasn't sure if I ran out of juice or if it ran out of battery.
Last?
Like, I don't know. I want to say, like, maybe 4 days.
No, that's about right. Because I have, every now and then my buddy shakes down his kid, and I get all his vapes.
One will last you about 4 days.
A Breeze Pro lasts like a week. So
I thought it was a Pro. Is that the
Pro?
fat
The
one?
little black one. That should last you a week.
Yeah, so that's the one I got. Well, it wasn't a little black one. It was skinny, though. It was round. It was about this size.
I'm saying the ones like this,
yeah,
are like they got apparently
better battery.
They last as far as they.
Oh, that's the smaller battery.
Yeah, they don't last as long.
Does they have a little window there so you can see how much juice you got left?
Yeah,
there you go.
I'm saying, and tell you what flavor it's got,
because that's what the nicotine vapes don't have.
And I told my friend, like, hey, if you shake your kid down and you see the word chill right here, because
chill,
because the nicotine ones say smoke. It's like literally like the same layout, you know, where the logo is and the flavored name is.
Yeah.
But nicotine ones say smoke. But I said, hey, if you ever shake your kid down and it says chill, that's weed.
You got different problems.
And I shot myself in the foot. No, because he's going to keep it.
Oh.
Because he gives me all of his kids' shit. You know, and if I didn't tell him,
also
he
his
shakes his kid down.
Vaping well, he shouldn't be vaping any of it, really.
No, he's under 18. We've gone over this on the show. Don't
don't
be ahead till you get to college, is what science says.
Yep.
And just told him if it says chill. But, you know, my head instantly went to like, dude, like, this is it. This is not how you travel.
Yeah. Well, I had a little taste of it.
This looks just like a nicotine vape.
And my shit with the flavored vapes has always been the added flavor seems really evident from the vape that you get.
Yes.
Like, it feels thicker.
And it's terrible.
It has a taste that, like, lingers in your mouth. It mixes with, there's still some of the solvents that you get in there usually, unless you're getting a live resin cartridge.
To me, it always just tasted fake. It doesn't taste good.
It doesn't taste like anything real that you would normally put in your mouth, and it was more likely to make me cough. You know, if I could take a big hit off of like a live resin card or do some live resin, you know, bong hits or whatever, and some dabs. Mm-hmm. And I've got pretty good lung capacity. I've got some experience. I know how to do it. But like with the flavored vapes, I can't do that. If I take a couple big hits, I'm going to be coughing a lot.
Yeah, because it's got added shit in it.
Yeah, exactly. This doesn't feel like that at all. It's got the right draw on it. I know that I'm like gushing a little bit. We're not being paid by Breeze to do this.
I know.
I'm just a little surprised, but I shouldn't be. That the Breeze was like such a fantastic draw and good flavor that didn't like overpower it. But you know, you were saying earlier, like they've had a long time to get this shit down.
Yeah, well, I had the thought earlier. I'm like, man, I sat here and slagged on these flavored weed vapes forever, and thinking about, well, it's like, well, of course these actually are all right. Like this company's doing nicotine vapes.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll switch over to Breeze for my nicotine. I still I got yet another Geek Vape device. I'm pretty loyal to this company by now.
But when this thing dies and it's
your smock,
my smock, just because this thing is
reliable.
Well, no, just we all. If you vape and you got a device, we all know the move. You forget it's in your lap, you get out of the car.
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah, and this thing's hit the ground like 9,000 times, and every now and then I got to push the body back together.
Yeah.
It's coming.
Yeah, you know, I got a smock device, and I just wasn't happy with it. I like the design, the build quality. Like
when I went out and bought this, I realized because I converted to Geek Vape too. This just mimicked another one I had, but it just had adjustable voltage. And I was thinking and I looked it up immediately. There is definitely a Geek Vape equivalent to this. Like, why the fuck didn't I just buy that?
Yeah, that's
I loved it. The one Geek Vape I have device I had lasted the whole time. It lasted till I decided to stop using it.
I don't think mine has adjustable, but this is like size-wise the equivalent, the 1X from Geek Vape, but it's not adjustable. It just, but it's auto draw and the button is recessed on it, so it never fires in my pocket. But I've got a couple of those guys. Oh, I like
the no button option.
Yeah,
I'm a fan.
I wish I had that for this guy, but still, this works out for like an all day, like
no
better.
button, and same thing. Like it doesn't, I don't miss tanks leaking in my pocket. I don't miss that shit at all.
Yeah,
I don't miss hearing my vape firing in my pants. Like, God damn it.
This setup that I got, I think it's called the G18, and it's just like like what you normally see in nicotine vapes. It's just a cylindrical body, simple design. But the way that it's a top fill with a gasket, that it's kind of a unique design. When you screw the lid on, it actually kind of squishes the gasket, and it's got little stops in there and like turns it so it covers the two holes for filling.
Oh, wow.
And I haven't had this thing like leak or drip on me at all. And I do it like laying down, vaping upside down.
Is it DTL?
Down to lick?
Direct to lung?
No, it's not.
Because I'm back on the salt liquid because I figured out I was hitting it wrong.
Right.
I was, or at least with this device. Like, you're supposed to hit this like a cigarette. I was not. I was hitting it like my sub-ohm tank and trying to like take it right into the lungs and then coughing my ass off.
Well, I guess
that's why, like, when I put the sub-ohm liquid in here and was hitting it like that, it was like...
Yeah, I do a mouth to lung, right? You fill the vape in your mouth and then draw it in like a cigarette.
Like when I was using the non-salt liquid and I was hitting it like that, that's when I wasn't coughing. But then when I finally started hitting this like a cigarette, this is like... I switched liquids. I don't want that.
Yeah.
I'm back to the Fruity Pebble liquid because it tastes so good hitting it like a cigarette out of this thing. Like, I feel all those months wasted.
Yeah.
Hitting it, or at least hitting the salt liquid wrong.
It's a funny, like, unless you're just going, I guess I'll try it, give me a breeze, and that's all you ever do. It's kind of a funny thing to get into because, like, there's not a whole lot of like good knowledge databases for this where you can just go and get the skinny on everything. Like, people describe it differently, and there's so many different options. I can understand why people, like...
Dude, we are nerding out on vaping, by the way.
We really are.
Welcome to Vape Chat.
Yeah. Well, hey, some breaking news before we started recording. Did you see? I know this is why everyone tunes into the Weedsman podcast, but
dude,
get their breaking news
Breaking
headlines.
news from you could mean many things. It's his former world leader.
Yeah, Mikhail yes, one with the large birthmark on his head.
It's Port Weinstein, I believe that is called.
Yeah. Mikhail Gorbachev. Here's my first question about Gorbachev. Did he always know that birthmark was there on his head, or did he start going bald and just going,
what the fuck is this?
What the fuck? Like, oh, I'm going bald and I've got some weird birthmark. Oh, fucking great.
Yeah, like if he was blonde, he definitely knew he had that thing.
He's got like an aid with a mirror. Like, how far back does it go? It seems to be going all the way back, sir. Yeah. God damn it.
It appears to be filling the upper left quadrant of your forehead, sir.
Kind of looks like Italy.
All right. Put him in the He's Still Alive club?
Yeah.
Like, I was like, oh, breaking news, he's still alive, but he's dead now.
Yeah, he wasn't...
Breaking news, he was alive yesterday, now he's dead.
How did he get to 91 without, like, being poisoned or some shit?
Canceled.
Well, that's canceled. Like, how could he give a fuck if he was canceled?
He's canceled communism.
He canceled. Well, he canceled. He
canceled the Cold War.
He canceled the Cold War. Yes, thank you. He canceled communism.
He said, "Hey, bring us your blue jeans and your McDonald's."
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know Ronald Reagan gets a lot of credit too. He was like, "It was my idea," but it was Gorbachev who actually dropped the Iron Curtain, right?
Yeah.
He said, "All right, enough of this shit. Obviously, this is not working out."
Didn't Yeltsin try to kind of put it back up a little bit, or no? Has that been Vladdy?
I don't know.
He's just a shit stirrer, and apparently close to death.
Putin is?
Oh, he's allegedly sick.
Yeah. Well, dude, that was no joke. The shit about his shit, how he has a guy who's in charge of Vladimir Putin, if he goes anywhere outside Russia and takes a shit, there's going to be a guy that scoops it into a bag and takes it with him because he doesn't want people to go through his shit, literally, and figure out what's going on with him. If he's taking some kind of drugs for
what does that pay?
Cancer, or it's a shit job no matter what it pays. That is a good. That is a good question.
Personally, work for Vladimir Putin.
Obviously, we'd have to translate to from rubles. But what would you have to get per year to do that job?
Presidential fecal transporter.
Yes.
Proper title. What is his title? He ain't the president. President Vladimir.
Premier. What do they have now? I don't know. Czars. Do they have those? Despot. He's just an official fecal transporter.
President.
Yeah, there you go.
President.
Oh, that's right, because they have democracy there.
Allegedly.
Right? Yeah, that's right.
He always wins 90% to 10.
So
and the 10% are never heard from again.
Gorbachev was a pretty big figure of our childhood, yeah?
Yeah? He's definitely on the news. It was him and Reagan. They were buddies.
Yeah. Yeah, he seemed like a decent dude, right?
I remember when I was a little kid, Russia was the bad guy, and by the time I was in middle school, hey, no, it's cool.
Yeah.
We're friends now.
That's right. But yeah, by the time you were out of middle school, we were exchanging chess players.
And stealing hockey players.
Yeah, probably more of that, huh?
Who were nailing underage tennis players.
Yeah, boy, Detroit has a lot to thank for the Iron Curtain dropping, huh?
Oh, yeah. No, they had to sneak. I think that's how Fedorov got here. They had to sneak him out of there.
Really?
Yeah.
I believe it. I remember Gorbachev from the Pizza Hut commercial. Remember that?
He did a Pizza Hut commercial?
Yes.
Mikhail Gorbachev, not like a comedian.
Look it up, dude.
No way. Mikhail Gorbachev, Pizza Hut. I don't even have to finish. Just walking in the snow. Oh, he's walking to Pizza Hut.
Yeah, he goes into a Russian Pizza Hut. A family recognizes him, and it's all in Russian, obviously.
We have economic confusion.
Yeah, so they argue back and forth about, one of them's defending Gorbachev, the other one's criticizing him.
Obviously, the older guy is defending the old ways. Let me guess. They're going to agree on pizza. There we go.
Oh, the old lady says...
The woman brings them together.
Yes, but he brought us Pizza Hut.
Okay, so all he does in this commercial is, walk down the street and, smile and wave. He's not like, hey, Pizza Hut.
Yeah, well, he seems to be with, a little kid, right?
Yeah.
So he's with a little kid, and he sits down...
Obviously,
and then
I'm going to guess a grandchild.
He gives a little nod to the people when they, say hail Gorbachev.
Russia's the 80s. What are the percent chances that's his date? 1? And don't child brides come from Russia?
It's the little boy.
Oh, that's a old 80s
Isn't it?
hair. Oh, 80s hair. No, that's a dress.
Really? I thought it was a boy that he was with.
But yeah, no, I thought he was going to be like, oh, hey, eat the Pizza Hut.
Yeah, he's
holding up a pizza.
No, Gorbachev was probably like, please, I would never, with a girl so young, she would stay under my care until she is old enough to have the sex with. She will stay and clean my shoes. Listen, she will polish the shoes.
So we're just going to have you smile and wave then, Gorby. He'll be missed. But again, I already thought he was dead. Reagan's been dead for fucking, what, almost 20 years?
Yeah. Reagan was always old, wasn't he?
He was a spring chicken compared to the last two geriatric fucks.
Yeah, I guess so.
Like, Donald Trump was the oldest president, I believe, ever elected until Sleepy Joe.
Yeah, I guess Ann Coulter called it. Like, nobody has to pay attention to Trump anymore.
Sure.
The Pizza Hut commercial was from around the same era as this one. You remember the hands-free telephone headset?
Maybe.
Gal, you need phone relief.
Oh wow! I was gonna be. Is this she gonna?
Getting out of hand. Look out! You
she really did. She dropped it in a bowl and went. No!
She's stirring some chocolate mess in a bowl and she drops the phone while talking on it.
That's the phone relief headset. It's that easy. Hands-free.
Oh my God!
You saw this, didn't you?
Oh my God! No!
Now talk hands-free.
I never saw this.
Anytime. Office work is a pain for Mr. Phone in the Neck, but you won't miss a beat with hands-free freedom.
They're literally like. Just
goes quicker and easier.
They are turning their old style corded phone. They're just attaching it. They're turning it into a headset.
Yeah, it's just a huge clip that goes over your head and velcros to a traditional old headset.
Phone relief.
1000. Our operators are giving
like the guy.
No CODs. Were there ever CODs?
1000.
Yeah, at what point did we be that trusting? Oh, yeah, we'll just send it to you and you just pay the mailman.
I mean, I remember being a little kid, like watching like the shit they'd advertise on like the Cartoon Express, and clearly remember no CODs because I remember asking, "What the fuck does that mean?"
Yeah, it's fish, no cod.
Yeah, these people really hate cod. But yeah, in the 60s and 70s, were you actually able to be like, yeah, just send it to me, I'll give you $20?
Maybe. Well, I think the idea was that there would be a delivery guy that would collect the money for it. And if, he doesn't collect the money, then he doesn't leave the package. But yeah, I don't know. Like, something that I never heard in my childhood, CODs, okay.
Yeah, CODs, no problem. Bring them on down. But yeah, think of the logistics of that. What, the mailman's going to just collect a bunch of cash?
Yeah, maybe that's how it worked.
I mean, I don't think Ronco had a delivery route.
Or maybe it was practice. Maybe, I don't know. I'm thinking, who would be mail order? Like Sears? Sears was big mail order way back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
So, maybe Sears had their own delivery service and they could deliver cash on delivery and the delivery guy would collect.
Many Christmas lists were made out of that Sears catalog.
Yeah.
So I knew how much things cost.
It's also how you knew what an underwire bra looked like.
No, Sears catalog served many purposes.
Exactly.
It's utilitarian.
It's a Swiss Army knife.
Oh, you can almost see through this one.
Yeah. This one looks like I can see her nipples.
Right.
Do you see that NBC is going to stop programming for the 10 o'clock block? Like, they're just going to give it back over to the affiliates to fill with whatever nonsense they have.
And that one, like, Law and Order is on?
Yeah. It seems like that's...
When's Law and Order going to be on? 9?
I don't know. Let's see. This was from Deadline. A person familiar with NBCU conversations confirmed to Deadline that the execs are considering a plan to potentially ditch an hour of primetime programming each night at 10 p.m.
That's when you put on your edgy shit.
Yeah, they're just giving up then, right? Like, how can we fucking compete?
Well, it's...
Right? You want edgy drama and you're going to get that on broadcast? How?
Well, in July, streaming surpassed...
By showing butts and saying shit?
Streaming surpassed broadcast and cable in July as far as viewership for the first time ever. Now, it had done it, for a week here and there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, sure.
But for, the entire month, I believe the Venn diagram crossed over I'm sorry, wrong term. The axis is crossed.
Yeah.
In October.
It crossed over, yeah.
This year. So, yeah.
So, more people are... Is that versus cable in general?
Cable and streaming. Or cable and live television.
Cable and live, so broadcast and cable.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. Most people. Now, the caveat...
Well, even then, like...
the caveat to that is a ton of that could be people streaming content from the broadcast television stations.
Oh, sure, yeah. If NBC has a hot program out, then some people might catch it on a different platform.
Well, especially now, at least
Peacock.
the model with Hulu, because I was one of the first cord cutters back in the day. Ooh. But that's how I used to watch, like when Parks and Rec was on. I'd watch it on Friday mornings instead of Thursday nights, because it would be on Hulu the next day.
Yeah.
Well, I guess apparently Peacock isn't doing that, but they're about to start doing that.
Oh, they don't do that? They only put their, like, full-on reruns on Peacock?
No, I guess it'll show up, like, next week or something, like after the week that it airs is over.
You'll be a week behind.
Yeah.
Huh, that's interesting.
But I guess...
Even if you're premium, it seems like, man, they don't know what they're doing, do they? They're like, we want you to switch over to streaming. You don't sound like you want to... No, really, we want you to switch over to streaming. Just don't do it all at once, all right? You can still watch broadcasts, right? And like, no, streaming's good. That's fine. Yeah, but you have to wait a week, so...
Right.
What? I'm going to wait longer than that and wait for it to pile up so I can binge it.
They got to get the old people into it.
Yeah.
Trust me, even my 74-year-old mom knows how to use Netflix. So, we're talking about someone who does not have an email address. She has zero email.
Yeah.
The computer at my mom's house has been a paperweight since my dad passed away.
Yeah.
I'm not sure it's on right now. I'm not sure the last time it has been on.
The cat knows how to turn it on so it can keep it.
Yeah, right. No, there would be the dog.
Yeah. Okay.
Dog knows how to turn it on. Yeah, and she knows how to use Netflix. So I guess their hope is, we get people like that to use Peacock, and look, you could still have your regular TV. You can watch, but even Hulu's got live TV option. Give us $70 instead of $6, and you can have Hulu with live TV.
Yeah, it's about that.
Although I'm about to get live TV again for months because to watch football. Like NFL, you still can't buy standalone stuff from the NFL, which blows my mind. But a lot of commerce flows through it. So anytime you think you're buying something standalone, you go to NFL.com and they're like, buy it here. You got to log in with your TV provider. So, there's money spread out over all these cable providers to carry that channel, or even streaming providers.
Yep. Yeah, Netflix, they're having their 25th anniversary coming up.
I saw that.
25 years. I was like, I guess it has been that long, hasn't it?
Because everyone forgets they started as Blockbuster through the mail, essentially.
That's how I started watching The Sopranos.
It was Netflix?
Yeah. I tore through. Well, I think it was I think they were 3 seasons in on Sopranos. So I binged watched the first 3 seasons on, getting the DVDs in the mail. And then I was started watching on HBO. I'm like, they got to hurry up.
Right. Let's go. I already watched it. It's in the queue. Come on. I sent it back already.
Programming the DVR, going through and making sure it tags all your shows that you want to watch. You don't have to do that anymore.
No. And
yet, TiVo is still a thing? People can still buy TiVos?
Well, it's just probably evolved into, what a Roku is, right? Just your portal to all your streaming shit. It's just, TiVo's just probably now a box where you can put your Netflix and your Hulu and your Apple TV Plus and your Sling and your whatnot and your... But,
it comes down to NBC, ABC, CBS. They're never going to be competitive as long as they have to play by different rules.
They own Hulu, though. All major networks except CBS are involved in Hulu.
Sure. But, just going back to the giving up the 10 o'clock block, it kind of makes sense to me because, again, like, you can't go as far as HBO is going to go with, like, the new Game of Thrones show. You know, not even if they wanted to dump the budget into it, even if they could dump the budget into it and still have it make sense, it still have to be profitable, no one's going to watch it on that platform. They want to see I need to see people fucking and swearing on my TV shows.
Well, the things that make money are reality TV. They're cheap to make, and they fucking get a ton of ratings.
That's true, yeah.
Because you don't got to pay people who are nobody shit.
But you
just got to be like, I'm putting you on the TV.
The broadcasters all have their shows, but it doesn't even seem like they're the major reality programming that people are watching. You know, a lot of it's like
it's all on cable.
Yeah, it's all the cable shows. You know, sure, like someone they'll turn in for like, you know, Top Model. Well, even Top Model and shit like that isn't even on broadcast, is it? That's on basic cable. Like, what's on? What are
the only thing left?
What are the big reality shows on
Survivor's
broadcast?
Still on.
I was gonna say broadcast.
Big Brother's
and like,
on.
But these are almost like more like game shows.
The Bachelor franchise is still on in its various iterations.
Yeah. But like, I bet you know, there's a lot more people that are watching episode after episode of like Renovate Whatever the Fuck, and you know, storage space and pawns and all that shit.
Flip or Flop.
Yeah, I mean, you get to go in and pay these small business owners and these workaday people like pennies on the dollar, and you know, production is cheap, fast, and well under control. They just crank it out. But if you don't have the dramas, and you don't have the comedies anymore, and you don't have the news anymore, like, what do you have left? How big is this pie of broadcasting? And how many years do we predict out before, like, they have to completely rethink it or it just goes away? I mean, I guess as long as there's people old enough to still own old television, so like 30 years, maybe?
I mean, you got to think for both radio and TV, people are still going to need information. It's going to be all about local.
Yeah.
As far as anything that still hangs around as far as a quote-unquote station. I think, like, local TV and radio stations will exist to, like, disseminate news and see you later and get entertainment from the big monoliths.
The Weedsman Podcast. ChristopherMedia.net. ChristopherMedia.net. The Weedsman Podcast.
I did check out the new Game of Thrones spinoff that dropped last week.
Oh, I forgot. I participated in the culture, but we'll get to that in a second.
Oh, what did you watch?
Only Murders in the Building.
Oh, did you watch so you watched the first season? Or
yes.
Yeah. Honestly, the first season is great, and I had a hard time. I haven't made it through the second season yet.
I got 2 episodes left.
On the second?
Yeah, they just at the end of the one that ended. Never mind. I know people have seen it. It's relatively new. I don't want to say it.
Well, let's talk. We can focus on the first season.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I'm saying I haven't seen the second season yet. I'm saying
Oh, you have 2 episodes left on the first season? Oh, fuck that then. We can spoil away then.
Oh, what's her name? Yeah. He just found what's her name dead in her apartment.
Who's what's her name?
Holly Flex. The bassoon player.
Holly. That's right. That is where I first saw her. She was Michael's girlfriend, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, but in the show, she's the bassoon player.
Yeah.
Steve Martin's girlfriend.
Okay. So I won't give anything away because there's some more twists. Like, definitely, like, season 1 is really solid. Super funny. I think it's a well-written story. You know, it's zany. It's got a lot of twists and turns. Super fun. The magic isn't there for season 2.
Really?
Yeah, it just falls flat.
And I realized something watching Martin Short.
Yeah.
If he came out tomorrow and said he was gay, I would not be surprised. Like, apparently he has been married for like 40 years, but I've just never bought it. Like, his mannerisms. Like,
it's funny.
Trust me, he's just an effeminate straight guy. I get it. He exists, but if...
I guess I've always thought of him as asexual. Like I can't. I have a hard time picturing him with a woman.
Like Deathbed Confession, he's like, I'm gay. I'd be like, yeah, that's about right. Like, I wouldn't be shocked. But apparently, yeah, if you look it up, he's apparently been married for like 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure, but I think there's a family.
As open as he seems to, he's done a lot of interviews. He's like, I think he wrote a book, right? Like,
maybe I saw him play gay guys on SCTV too much when I was little, and it made an impression on my brain.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like,
I don't remember any. Well, wait, is it Ed Grimley is originally from SCTV, isn't it?
Yeah.
That was a character that actually crossed over to SNL.
Yeah.
That was I loved that character.
Yes.
And it was all about the same way with Jiminy Glick. It's all about the rhythm, you know, the cadence of the way that the character speaks and the way that they go up and down and up and down. And oh yes, I do.
So I always forget about Jiminy Glick. And,
yeah.
Dude, and that show was groundbreaking, and like he was riffing all that.
Yeah.
Like if you went on that show, you couldn't. You had to yes and. You couldn't be someone who like shat on a premise. You had to be a good improviser.
Exactly, or at least roll with the punches.
Yeah. Like dude, like think about it. That was like a. But, all right, and I'm making a huge leap here. Do we get Sacha Baron Cohen without Jiminy Glick?
Yeah, maybe not.
Does Sacha Baron Cohen owe a career to Martin Short?
No, as well, they both owe to, what's his name? The Man in the Moon dude.
Oh, Andy Kaufman?
Yeah. I mean, he lived that, right?
Oh, yeah.
He didn't even do comedy. He was doing, he was essentially living a prank on everyone,
Yeah, like it was a grand bit. Yeah. True, yeah, thinking about it, yeah, that stuff with Lawler, I mean, that's Borat like a motherfucker. That's Ali G like a motherfucker.
I mean, if you listen to Gilbert Gottfried's podcast, they've talked about him with a couple different guests, and I forget who was it it was somebody who was on Taxi, and they were talking about him because that was like the first time that he was on television, right? That was like,
yeah,
it was his character on Taxi, and he had his alter ego, Tony Clifton.
Oh yeah,
right. Who looked like Tony Orlando, right? And he was like just super sleazy. He was like, he presaged the Hedgehog, porn star. What's his name?
Ron Jeremy.
Ron Jeremy, yeah. He was Ron Jeremy before Ron Jeremy. That character was. But when he did that character, he would do it all the way. Like he'd get booked as Tony Clifton. He'd show up as Tony Clifton. If people, tried to address him otherwise, he'd be like, who the fuck are you talking to? I'm Tony. And so he put in his contract, Andy Kaufman put in his contract with Taxi, I'll do the show, but one episode needs to be devoted to my friend. He doesn't even say his character, right? He says, I need at least one episode off. And when I take that episode off, I want that spot to go to my friend, Tony Clifton, and like shows up as Tony Clifton to the set, and I have no idea how many people around knew that was Andy Kaufman or not, but like he apparently made a big scene, like shows up with these two floozies, these two hookers, is like drunk, is cursing people out, is just totally acting like the stereotypical big shot. Who the fuck do you think you're talking to? And has to be like escorted off the set. And then they have to talk to Andy Kaufman afterwards. And Andy, your friend, he's like, whether they know or not, they have to play into this, because Andy's not going to respond otherwise. Your friend Tony is out of control. We can't do, I'll talk to him. It'll be fine. I'll smooth it over.
Yeah.
But that guy lived that shit. But Only Murders in the Building, I think, just what a cast, and it's kind of a disappointment to see it fall flat because like there's such good chemistry and between the three of them.
Wasn't sure about Selena Gomez.
I'm still not sure she can open her mouth all the way,
but definitely was sure about her after a couple episodes. Like, all right,
She's got the chops.
She's been acting since she was a kid.
Yeah.
She should be good at it.
Right, but to be able to keep up with and even get some snaps on like two guys who are just like geniuses in the field.
Yeah, true. Being able to keep up with the comic timing of those guys. Yeah,
she's got it.
Yeah,
like no doubt. And it's not bad to look at. So
it's true.
That really helps offset all the wrinkles on the screen.
We could say it because she's like almost 30.
Oh yeah,
it's not creepy anymore.
It's not creepy at all. She's a sex pot, dude.
Yeah.
I'd do it. I had no idea. I didn't know that she had as long as career as she did. Like I didn't know that she was like a child Disney actor.
She's a Disney kid.
Yeah,
she was dating Bieber for a while.
But the new Game of Thrones is definitely Game of Thrones. It's.
Didn't George Martin write it?
Looks like Game of Thrones. I'm not sure. Well. Oh yeah, I guess he did. This one was based on a book, wasn't it? 'Cause they did some other project that was like not based on anything. They were just like, we'll just take these characters and make our own little story.
Well, you can't call it Game of Thrones if it's not involved, right?
And they have to pay him still.
Yeah.
Either way. But I think they tried to do their own thing and they ended up scrapping it. And yeah, so this is like a prequel. This is like, I don't know, however many years, maybe 100 or more years before everything that we see happen in the other Game of Thrones series. This is a House of the Dragon, is what Game of Thrones House of the Dragon.
I mean, my high school mascot was a dragon.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's swords and boobs and dragons and more of what you loved about the last thing. I mean, it seems to be a tighter story. It's definitely not as sprawling. It doesn't, like Game of Thrones would jump all over the place. It'd be like, here's some people, and they're in the castle, and then here's some people, like out in the Mediterranean, and
you catch
whatever
me
their
on the right
equivalent
day,
is.
I can watch all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm way too late to the party.
Well, I think so. This you could actually come into cold. You don't need to know anything about the rest of the story. And like I was saying, it is much tighter. It doesn't jump all over the place. It's not introducing a wide cast of characters. It's about one family and their attempt to hold on to power.
Lannisters?
No, this was
that Game of Thrones.
That's one of the families in the Game of Thrones world. This is the I can't keep anyone's name straight. What is the character's name? Targaryen.
Ah.
That's the name. The blonde one. See, everybody's blonde in it.
It's racist.
Yeah.
No. They people of color. They're putting a brother in a blonde wig.
Yeah, really good cast. I guess one of the guys is from what's the motorcycle show that everybody watched?
Sons of Anarchy.
Sons of Anarchy, yeah. Or, I wouldn't recognize him.
Charlie, whatever his name is.
No. There's also Paddy Constantine. I always want to call him Constantine, but it's Constantine. He's I think he's an Irish actor, and he looks like he's like the Irish. What's the guy who plays Cameron in Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
Alan Ruck.
Yeah, he's the Irish Alan Ruck. Well, this guy. Like, you've probably seen him in shit before.
Yes.
And Millie Alcock is, she plays his daughter.
That is unfortunate.
That's unfortunate, yes. She's,
you wanted to show you that you could have changed it, and you didn't.
She's fantastic.
How
love
was middle school, Millie? How was middle school?
Alcock. She was in a great series that you could watch on AMC, actually, which is called Upright. And it was written and produced by Tim Minchin. And Tim Minchin is also stars in it. And it's about him and this young girl who was played by Millie Alcock. And she's running away from home, and they get into an accident. And he gets roped into this cross-country trip across Australia with her. And many hijinks ensue, as you can imagine. But it's a really, really great story, and she's fantastic in it.
Is she British?
She's Australian. Yeah.
They're just keeping the last name.
Yeah.
But still, you went into show business. American show business. You're on Game of Thrones.
Yeah, this is big time now.
No one said, all right, Millie.
This ain't no AMC show that nobody's going to watch.
Let's talk about the last name.
Yeah.
You're going to be a star now, and your last name is Alcock. No, it's Alcock. No, but if you see how I, just by changing how I say the syllables, Millie.
Yes, well, if you say it creepy, it's going to be creepy.
Yes, Miss Alcock.
So in some weed news, some local weed news to start with, recently, so Michigan State Police have, they've been doing roadside tests for cannabis. But they've had to stop doing that recently because they found that their tests don't work.
Oh.
That they're unreliable.
What? Oh, there's an echo in here from like 6 months ago from us.
Yeah. The toxicology tests failed to distinguish between THC and CBD.
Oh, that's right. I did read this, and yeah. It isn't so much that they can't tell, like, when you did it. It's, they don't know if someone, if, like...
Yeah. Did you take a gummy before you went to sleep yesterday, or did you blaze a joint in the car earlier?
Yeah. Did Grandma put a little CBD in her coffee, or did you just hit the vape pen rolling down I-94?
They say the MSP Forensic Science Division is examining a discrepancy discovered earlier in this week in THC blood testing results, in which the presence of CBD in a blood sample may have led to a positive result for THC. According to their spokeswoman, Sharon Banner. Out of an abundance of caution, sure, because that's how police normally operate, the MSP today notified the Prosecuting Attorneys Association of Michigan that we are immediately halting the processing of all THC blood samples as we work to learn more and/or until we can institute another validated method of testing to ensure accuracy. Good luck. Who knows it? Who's got a test, right? Like, I don't know that it. I don't know that
there's a bunch of lawyers right now going, "Hey, guess what? You're getting out of your case."
Yeah, and a test that's going to stand up in court, no less. Not that shows, because again, they can show up in court and say, "Oh, well, we tested the defendant's blood and they had THC in their system," and then a lawyer can come back. Okay, he had THC in his system. How long does it stay in one system?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's hard to tell. It depends on what you're testing. But blood, I believe it's more than 24 hours. So if weed gets you high for 2 hours, maybe if you smoke some really good shit, but can remain in your system for 24 hours, how do you know that he was high at the time?
How do I know you're not high right now? I'm out of order. You're out of order. This whole system's out of order.
So yeah, no big surprises there. Again, they've got plenty of tests they can show the presence of, but
there's physical stuff they can do to tell that you're high.
Oh, sure.
I forget what my ex-wife showed me. She had to go to a drug class when she got her DUI.
Oh yeah, where did she learn that? Drug school?
She did actually. In her drug class, it's something. I forget. It's something they have you like hold your head back or something, and it's something where they're like they do something with your pupils, and they're like people who are high, like their pupils always will do this thing when they have it. Like
they probably like adjust slower to the light.
No, it's something physical. No, there's nothing to do with the light. It's like something like follow. I forget what it was. It was like tilt your head back, and then she did something. But it was like high people can never do it. I forget. It was like a year and a half ago. But it was a physical test where they could just tell you're high right now.
Right.
Something to do with your eyes. And they're like, sober people's eyes always pass this test.
You sound like clickbait.
Right?
This one trick that you can always tell.
I know, high. Right?
Sober people always pass. There was a big bust in Dayton, Ohio, home of the Breeders. Not that anyone in the band The Breeders was involved in this bust that I know of. But 10,000 pounds of marijuana were recovered at an illegal grow op.
It's a lot of hooch.
That is a lot of hooch.
Any cash?
I don't know. I'm sure. You got to imagine. No, there were a lot of people arrested. There were 12 people arrested, too. Almost all, let's see. These are all Mexican names.
Oh.
Well, I'm just saying. Yeah, but big business still in the black market.
10,000 pounds.
10,000.
Where was it going?
All over the place, I imagine. I mean, this was a grow-op, so probably gets it packaged and distributed all over. But yeah, I mean, black market is not just some dude who like grows some shit in his closet and sells it. Like, it's still, like, there is still plenty of money to be captured by the dispensaries, and all they really have to do is be competitive, because you already got the service end on lockdown, right?
Dude, my new thing now is I don't get out of the car.
Yeah.
I order it online. I park in the spot. I call the number. They bring it out. Give me a 5 back. Fucking see you next time. That is going to be my favorite thing from the pandemic. That and now food delivery, they just leave it and go.
Yeah.
You don't have to like make nice anymore and
right.
Like just fucking
you tip through the app.
Just leave my fucking food on my door and get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. You're right. That's the way it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially now with it being, food delivery services. So it's like you're never going to see this person again. We don't have to have an interaction.
Yeah.
Right?
And that's with the curbside weed. Like, maybe I'll see the guy again, but this too, just, yeah, man, point, click, weed.
Made me think of a brief interaction that I had with somebody at the bar the other day. I went to a smallish bar, the New Way bar. You've probably been to the New Way. You probably played there. I've played at the New Way. Yeah. And they were having like a kind of Britpop night. It was all 90s alternative shit, fun shit, Smiths, Blur, shit like that, Pulp.
Yeah. I'd have got I'd have been place just go be super high and listen to music.
Yeah, it's a good time. People get down, it's called Happy Endings. Good DJs, and they program really well. It's not just like, remember this one and here's one from Echo and the Bunnymen. Like, they actually plan it out. It's well programmed. But I went to the bathroom while I was there, and it's at one of two little stalls. And there was a guy who sounded kind of drunk next to me, kind of shorter dude, and he was like, and I was like, yeah. And he goes, I didn't mean anything by it. I just thought it was something funny to say when you're in the bathroom. I was like, oh, okay. And then,
truth be told, sir, you just grunted unintelligibly.
Yeah, so I'm just like, I'm still trying to pee because he's focused on me, and now I can't. I'm pee shy, right?
I'm trying to listen to Morrissey and take a piss, buddy, and you're ruining it.
I'm waiting for you to leave so I can actually urinate now.
Yeah.
And so he finishes up, and the sink is right behind me, so he's right behind me while he's washing up, and saying to me, yeah, you don't know, I could be a billionaire or something, man. I could have $1 billion and you're
at the New Way bar on a Tuesday night. I doubt it, sir.
I could be an opportunity for you, man. And that's why you should always...
An opportunity to get stabbed in the men's room.
Yeah, one way or another. An opportunity... So you should always acknowledge the people around you, man.
Oh, one of those guys.
And I said nothing.
Please don't kill me in the bathroom and leave so I could piss.
And then I saw him outside the bathroom and asked if I could borrow $20. I don't know. You could be a billionaire. No, I didn't. Never saw him again. And then I had, so when I was actually leaving the bathroom, I knew that, like, people tend to, like, just, you know, push the door open. And so I approached it with my hand out. Ooh. And sure enough, the door came swinging open as I'm on my way out, and I caught it. But
it's him. Surprise, I'm back.
It was another dude, and he goes, "Oh, my God." And then he looks over at me, and he's like, "Did I hit your hair?" It's like, what? I go, "No, my hand." He's like, "Oh, that's good, 'cause your hair is perfect." It's like, what the?
Like, I gotta get out of this bathroom.
Like, what the fuck?
This is the weirdest bathroom.
Ferndale is full of assholes.
Oh, well, Ferndale, he liked your hair.
Yeah. I don't know.
Nudge,
like,
nudge, wink.
He was being a dick. I don't know what his problem.
Dick, the operative word in that sense.
Fuck those Ferndale, funky Ferndale. I'm not. I almost went with more. Yes, thank you. Fiends. I'm sorry. We were doing the news, right? Was there? What else is there?
I saw a Gallup poll that said people really like weed now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, what's the latest numbers?
Well, they've been tracking adult marijuana use since 2013.
Yeah,
and it's at the highest it's ever been. It's at like 71%. It was at like 68% last year. Oh, and I think it's like for the first time, more people approve of marijuana smoking than cigarette smoking.
Ah,
or something like that, or have smoked marijuana. I should probably look up the story. Or it's more people have tried marijuana. Yes. In the past month than a cigarette or something like that.
That I believe. Well, I mean, it's on the rise. Mm-hmm. Like, cigarette smoke is on the decline. Smoking, I should say. And cannabis ingestion is definitely on the rise still. And as this story from CNN points out, legalizing recreational cannabis increases its use, research shows.
What?
Yeah.
That's the hard-hitting journalism we've come to know from CNN.
Yeah. And I'm not doubting that this is correct, but put this in perspective of another factor in this is not just more people being willing to experiment a little bit as it becomes less of a stigma, but also a lot of people who before would have lied about their cannabis use because they didn't want to be stigmatized now feel more open to be honest about it. So, yes, I'm sure a lot of this is new users coming online, but I think a lot of this is old heads coming out of the closet finally and being like, yes, yeah, I smoke, fucking, you know, I don't have to keep it secret anymore.
Here you go. Here's the actual poll so I don't sound like an idiot. 16% of Americans in a new Gallup poll reported smoking marijuana, up from 12% last year and more than double the all-time low of 7%.
Yeah.
Fewer Americans at 11% reported smoking cigarettes in the past week, down from 16% last year, and check this shit out. And a far fall from a peak at 45% in the 1950s.
Yeah, 45%.
Damn, that meant like in the 50s, one of us in this room would be smoking.
At all times.
Yeah. Like if this was a 4-man podcast, two of us would have been smoking. Well, that's the thing.
Like they were all chain smokers too. So I bet you at any given time, half of the population was actively smoking in the 50s.
They used to have ashtrays in desks.
At doctors' offices.
Yeah, right? Like, I remember I had a class at a lecture hall 25 years ago, and one of the last lecture halls that hadn't been retrofitted with new desks, and there were still, like, ashtrays in the fucking lecture hall desk.
The last hoopty that I had, my kids were like, what are these little compartments in the back seat for? And I was like, those are ashtrays.
Yeah, so, you know, like when your kids want to smoke.
Yeah. When you're old enough.
Is a cigarette lighter, is that still a thing in a car? Well, not for a lighter. It's there for power.
The adapter is still there, obviously, but they don't put the lighter portion in it. They just put a little cap on it. So it'll usually it has its own little cap enclosed. So, like, you just pull the cap off and then you can plug it in. And you can still go and buy one of those lighters that pop out.
But if you gave a millennial...
But I've got one in my car.
Or definitely Gen Z, one of those, and said, light a cigarette with this. They'd be like,
yeah.
How? What? Which end does the flame come out of?
They don't even get that scene in Heathers when she burns herself with the car lighter.
Right? Yes, all rolling down a car window humor, now dead as well. At least with the crank.
Oh, yeah. You used to be able to mimic it as a comedian. You'd be like...
Yeah. Or two, remember you could do it driving in cars next to you. Do the sign like, hey, roll
how do you
the
do
window
it
down.
now? You like do your hand down, or you like push the button?
Yeah, right. Or you just roll your window down and yell at them.
Yeah, but yeah. Now, I mean, I'm sure people still use it, but like the people that still recognize that as a viable signal to roll the window down are dying off at a rapid rate.
Some kid
Now
just goes,
kids
okay,
these days,
boomer, and accelerates.
Yeah, no, there's some mime doing a monkey grinder act next to me or something.
I think this guy's doing something racist. Let's film him and put him on TikTok.
Yeah. Very good, sir. I see that you make fresh pasta. Why are you telling me that?
Yeah. What, you want me to jerk you off?
That's not how it goes.
Yeah.
No, I don't need a hand job, especially not one that goes that way.
Nor at 75 miles an hour.
Actually, I lied. When do I not need a hand job?
Yes.
Regardless
Never
of the
mind,
speed.
sir. Pull over.
Yeah, that's right.
I'll see you at the next rest
Yeah,
stop.
don't knock it till you tried it.
Do you want anything from the vending machine? I'll be the guy in my car with a boner. Yep. Always good to end the show on a dick joke.
Whenever possible.
Yeah. You go to the hits, people. You go to the well when you have to. You can also go to the social media. Go to Twitter. Follow us at the Weedsman420. On Facebook, you can like us. And go to ChristopherMedia.net. Hit the PayPal button, the Amazon banner. If you want to help out the show financially. And if you want to not financially help out the show, you can rate us and review us wherever you listen to the podcasts. Spotify, Apple. I'm sure there's many other spots you can rate us and review us. So if you could give us 1 to 5 stars, please and thank you. We'd appreciate it. It helps people find the show. So, thank you for listening. And stay high.
Stay high.
The Weedsman Podcast. ChristopherMedia.net.